Just get the good feeling right from the beginning. First few laps, just get into that rhythm.
Going into round 7 of 12 at RedBud, Michigan, Ken Roczen was desperate to begin making up ground on Ryan Dungey in the championship. While Ryan was coming off a crash the previous weekend, Justin Barcia would also present a new threat to Ken and Ryan, as the poor results displayed by the 2 previous race winners came just as Barcia found some new confidence.
You need luck in the mud, you can crash, stall it, lots of things can happen in the mud. So we were happy we won. We felt like we would have won even if it was dry the way he was riding. But for him, he wanted to go to RedBud and show, I don't just win in the mud, I can win even in the dry.
And into turn number 1 they go. Justin Barcia, the 51, leading now for the second week in a row. Back into the number 2 position comes Ryan Dungey. Now there's 3 bike lengths behind. Dungey coming up onto the rear wheel. Dungey is flying. Here comes Dungey as he goes to the inside, Barcia to the outside. Oh, Dungey gets stuck in the ruck. And the 51 just may very well got the gift he needed. Checkered flag, Justin Barcia wins it. Joe Gibbs Racing has won 2 in a row.
It was amazing. I feel like I finally made it. It's gonna be a long series. We're fighting back in points.
With Barcia, this was about the first time straight up he's beaten me, so I think, yeah, he's confident. We have to shut that down.
Ken's a guy that's been known to win. He's been winning his whole career. That's what's expected of him. When he's 20 seconds behind the leaders, it's just not good enough.
In a small, rural town in Germany in 1996, Ken Roczen began riding motorcycles at the age of 2.5 years old, quickly showing his parents that he had the tools and desire necessary to overcome their family's financial and geographical challenges. Ken's career would have been logistically impossible for his father Heiko, who grew up in East Germany while the country was occupied and run by a Soviet communist regime.
Wir konnten nicht reisen wie Kenny heute nach Amerika oder nach Frankreich oder sonst wohin. Ich habe aus nichts halt mir was aufgebaut. Das große Problem ist halt immer das Geld. Ken weiß heute, wie schwierig alles war. Ich habe halt dann jede Minute mit meinem Jungen genutzt, damit den Spaß hat.
We were poor, my friends were poor, and we eat old bread just because that's all we had. And we had this old motorhome. Sometimes the heater broke and it was like -degrees outside. Everything went just in motocross. We were happy, we had food and we had race fuel. I'm glad that my parents saw it can work and they put 110% to really make our dream reality.
It was warm, huh, wasn't it?
There's a couple points where we had some clouds come in, but for the most part, yeah, it was really toasty.
It was only after RedBud that Roczen began to feel physically well and happy with his machine. In order to analyze his weaknesses and track his progress, Ken's trainer, Clint Friesen, took the opportunity to do physiological testing during his 2 35-minute motos.
Come on, boys!
What did we do at Baggett's?
2 motos.
First, look at after that second.
But I was roached after the second one, like bad.
You had a decent recovery after the first one, and after that second one, it was just done. For sure cooked.
I've just been playing catch up for the whole year, and that's really tough. If something's working good and you do the training the way you want to do it, you have the bike the way you want it, you go to the race totally calm. And I have been going to the race not really knowing where I'm at. Now, after today, I've had 4 days of feeling good, feeling fresh. There's suffering, but I'm like, hell yeah. I just can't imagine if I would have had a few weeks of like absolutely no troubles, where would I be? That would be at the front.
With the daily work required in order to be successful, it is not surprising that nearly every great motocross career begins at a construction site. If Ryan Dungey was not leading the championship points race, he would most likely be in Belle Plaine, Minnesota, working for the Cali Construction concrete business, which was started by his grandfather Gary and is now operated by Ryan's father, Troy.
He's a guy I looked up to the most. I mean, I was a daddy's boy growing up. I only wanted to be a professional motocross racer because my dad, I think that's what he wanted to be. He knew where to take us. He knew how to get us involved in the sport. It was because he took us racing and we had so much fun, and there's all those memories you're just attached to.
I need someone to take these blocks and just set them on top like Timmy did right here.
The money Troy and Gary earned in the Cali construction business was the main source of financial support for Ryan's amateur racing career, as Ryan's results were not good enough to earn major help from factory race teams.
When I'd tell Dad I was going to a national, he would say, you're just wasting your time, your money.
It's one of those things, you know, you just spend and spend and spend, and you think, boy, where are we ever going to go with this? I told Troy, Troy, we got to quit this. It's draining the wallet. We had those talks several times, and all he could come back with is, I know, Dad, but I think we're going to make it. I think we're going to make it. I would have never in my wildest dreams thought that this was going to be it like it is today.
Now you got to make sure you're right. So you're going to have to move your hands and bend over or do what you got to do to make it right.
Troy's persistence would eventually pay off when Ryan received his first professional contract and has since put together one of the best careers the sport has ever seen. When Ryan turned pro, Troy lived with him in Tallahassee, Florida, and served as his practice bike mechanic for years. However, that arrangement began to slowly unwind in 2012.
It got to a point where him and my mom were just always separated. They were constantly apart. And not only that, you know, I just needed space, you know, hitting my early 20s, and I met a girl, and Lindsay, and I wanted to spend time with her, and sometimes you just want to run around naked around the house, you know, by yourself. How do you be a man when you go to bed at night knowing your dad's there if something goes wrong? You know, it's like, I want to be the man of the house. You just needed some space, but it's very hard to tell your dad that, you know, as somebody who's always been there, and it was probably 2 full years that were the toughest years of my life.
It's hard to let go. I just loved it, you know? So I loved being part of the program, you know? But I gotta do my thing and make everybody happy here, and he just said, I still want you to come to all the races. I miss it, you know? But I gotta move on, you know?
I think he had such a passion for the sport. Man, he would live through me, you know, when we were out there practicing, I get that time. He was so excited, you know, and those are the things I'll never forget. And I missed my dad. I miss him every day. And, you know, I still wake up and still find myself walking around the house and he's not there. Me and Lindsay, we started that next chapter of our lives, you know, and we needed to take that step. It's nice to be able to see 2 years later, my relationship with my mom and dad is stronger than ever. We meet up on the weekend still. They still come to the races. The company's flourishing. He takes a lot of pride in his concrete work, and the racing's done. I said, I'm coming to work for you, you know? So maybe he'll fire me.
Ken's results thus far in 2015 have fallen far short of his expectations, as well as those of his team and sponsors. While it seems his multiple injuries and bike setup issues deserve a large portion of the blame, he and his father Heiko have also had to deal with a tragedy taking place among their family in Germany.
Ich habe leider Gottes heute in der Familie eine Tochter, deren Sohn mit 10 Jahren einen Tumor im Kopf hat und wo höchstwahrscheinlich die Ärzte nicht mehr helfen können, so wie der Stand jetzt ist. Und was nützt dann das Geld? Ich würde jetzt alles Geld dafür geben, dass der gesund ist, und kann es nicht. Und da kommt man halt menschlich an seine Grenzen.
Midway through the outdoor season, Heiko went home to Germany to comfort and support his daughter, shortly after she lost her son, Luca.
Luca is my nephew. They tried to get rid of it and this and that. He had surgery. Within months, it turned from being so-so to absolutely bad, miserable. I haven't seen him for a while, and I saw a picture and I didn't recognize him at all. It just got so miserable that he was just laying in bed, and I hate to say it, but it was just for the better, you know? There was no life, and he's in a better place now. It was really sad, and makes things a lot tougher when a family member passes. He was 10 years old.
Ken will be unable to visit his sister in Germany until the outdoor season is over. It is just one of the countless sacrifices represented on the racetrack. No one arrives here without pain. They have simply decided that the joys outweigh the scars. Next time on MX Nation, the final 3 rounds will determine a champion for the 2015 outdoor season. For Dungey and those in his camp, the mission is to fight off complacency, while Roczen and Barcia must battle to maintain a diminishing hope.
Dungey all over Barcia now with Roczen looming in the background. Fans are getting into it, mechanics as well.
The effectiveness of each rider's decisions in 2015 will be weighed on the scales of their results as changes are made for yet another year of racing.